We're live!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Porsche 911 Legends Round 1 at Brandon's Hatchway. I am very attractive, and with me as always is the Eastern European keep training legend, Luke Skywalker, Michael Megs.
Thank you. I do need to get the, I'm trying to get the full screen up for you.
Full screen? I prefer 1 30-second screen. Because that is how you really get a feel for the whole overview of the race.
There we go. All right, we got full screen. We're up. We're good to go. We're ready to rock. We're ready to roll.
Coming to you live from Micronesia.
We're at Brands Hatch. We got Mike Stoppmill back.
Good old Mike Oatmeal.
Indeed. We got Porsches, which means rear engine fun. We got some new names. I'm seeing Sebastian Gunther, Ross Hayden, Kevin Hopkins. These are easy names, but they are new.
Kubovic.
Well, we've had Kubovic before.
Kubelwagen. Hayden.
We got one of your favorites, Byron. He's back.
Martin Edmonds.
Fotis Zizoglu.
Good old Crazy Glue.
Back. Dennis Patterson, I don't recognize you, but you do also have a very generic name that I may have just forgotten. Sorry. And we got some people we haven't seen in a while. Dave Fight's back in. Yeah.
How about that new and exotic Andrew D?
Well, he's a regular.
Yo, what up? We got Silverfire in chat. Long time no see. Y'all been avoiding me, and I take that personally.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to see. I could have sworn I saw somebody else who we hadn't seen in a while back in the server, but maybe I was just seeing a name that isn't there now. I don't know. Anyways, any interesting flags? Nah, standard fare. Josiah Jerome is the only weird one. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we are, now my challenge is to stay awake. Well, hopefully we can help you with that battle. Right now, we are about halfway through qualifying here for Brands Hatch, and we got Mike Stoppmill on the pole position. Tobias Thierolf in second place. Should be a hell of a conflict between those two. Antonio Costa, Andrew D, Bertrand Barrier, Jeremy Reeder, Raul Valoria, Martin Edmonds, Ross Hayden, James Butler, your top 10. That being said, a couple of big names yet to put up a lap time. We got Henrik Andreasen on track, or, well, actually in the pits right now, but he is in the server. He is usually a big weapon. Steve Davidson still hasn't posted a lap time, along with the tropical depression himself, Josiah Jerome, and, of course, Yuri Kretschfield.
Never doubt think about you, could touch myself.
Hey, careful. Yuri's quite young.
Fair enough.
Ah, Andrew D sporting the I like that livery, the super light blue.
The Baja Blast.
It's nice, yeah. Couple of good liveries in the field. Porsche's always got some good ones. The Manthey Racing Team is always a joy for me. I actually do like this one Adam Stewart is sporting here. I think this one is from I want to say it's WRT, but I'm wrong on that. I know the team name. God damn it. They're in Blancpain slash Fanatec as it is now. Still weird to call it the Fanatec GT series.
Are you not a fan?
Well, no, it just sounds like I'm referring to a piece of like a steering wheel. I'm pretty sure there is a Fanatec GT series steering wheel. Like, that's the problem. And now there's also the series. Jeremy Reeder currently in 6th place, but he's got a pair of personal bests through Sector 1 and Sector 2 as he heads into the final corner, which is Clark Curve. I'm gonna get roasted if I've forgotten Brands Hatch turn name. I used to be able to do this without even thinking.
Are you saying you don't know all of the brand names?
Well, no. All right. Was I right? I was right. It is Clark Curve. There you go. So Paddock Hill Bend, into Druids, into Graham Hill Bend, into Surtees, into Pilgrim's Drop, which is not really a turn, but it's an area of the track that goes very rapidly down against the drop. Then into Hawthorns, then into Westfield, then into Sheen Curve after you go through the Dingle Dell section, which is, Byron's favorite part of the track. Then
Right next to the farmer.
Sterling's down the straightaway of clearways and into Clark Curve. That is your lap. And the Brabham Straight. This is the depressing track that I always regale Byron with the fact that the turns are named after mostly dead people.
I always thought racing is the most positive sport in the world, and now I'm convinced of it.
Let me pull up the rules here for this year.
Rules are no biting, no eye gouging, no fish hooking. You're only allowed to take a dump on one car windshield.
So this does promise to be somewhat of an unpredictable series because we'll be doing a different car every round because it's the Porsche Legends series, and as a result, it's a different Porsche every time out. So that'll be interesting. Now, a lot of Porsches have similar balance feels to them and so on. I think if you're really, really good at one of the Porsche 911s, you're probably good at the other ones. So I'm not expecting a ton of diversity in results, but there is that option. Today is a 60-minute race, and these are the Porsche 911 GT3s, which is really just the GT3 series, the 2018 model. There you go. We'll be on to the 964 Cup cars, Laguna Seca on the 13th. On the 27th is to GT3 Cup cars, the 992s. Then we have the GT2 cars at LausitzRing on February 3rd. February 10th, it'll be Salzburg. Why do you guys keep voting for Salzburgring? What is wrong with you people? Why are you evil?
Sort of a mean Salzburgy sick.
That'll be the Group 4 cars, and then it'll be the GTE 911 RSR 2019 at Suzuka, which is really, really similar to this car. So that'll be an interesting revisitation to the dynamic. As per usual, if we got any audio issues, please let us know in the chat. That would be very helpful.
I believe everybody wants me to just be louder.
I think you're probably quite loud. Judging by the audio bars that seem to be generating, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Also, apparently we're going to be doing a leaderboard for the 90-minute enduro races at Nürburgring and Suzuka. So that'll be interesting. Predetermined starting grid.
Oh, I thought you were going to say predetermined storylines.
Let's have a look at the bookings here. We got, let's see here, who's not here today that is booked. There's a couple of people missing. Jason Kovacs, João Lopez, Gabriel Tupac. D. Noel. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. And your name on Race App is a little bit weird. Dave Ziska. David Phillips. Looking down further, William McCone. Very nice. Mauricio Delgado is booked, but I don't see him here today. And Timo Ryder and Rene Arma. You guys see Rene in the Porsches because he's a bit of a Porsche specialist. Reserves. So 5.5 minutes to go in qualifying, less than a tenth of a second separating first from second place. Still a lot to play for here. 3.3 seconds overall. Six cars have yet to post a lap time, including Josiah Jerome and also Vic Vega. So I'm looking forward to seeing them, and Fotis Zoglu. So we got a lot of potential still to shape up. I believe audio is good in the chat. We have Jeremy Reeder, I believe, being a bit of a troll by saying he can't hear us.
What? No.
Which is wrong. Hang on, I'm gonna give the stream a listen. So give me some audio to work with here, bud.
No, I refuse to do that. I'm too pretty for any kind of menial task such as this thing.
Actually, we're remarkably balanced today. This is good.
Must be all the hot glue I put on my mic mount.
Oh, maybe it's helping. I don't know. Probably not though. I think we're just in the mixer zone.
Danger zone.
Jeremy Reeder being again a troll. We also have Mr. Tomasio in the chat. Local. Like stopping and making his way to the pit lane. We're gonna just ride with the guys who've yet to put up a lap time, if that's okay. Here is Josiah Jerome. No lap time yet. He's one. Oh no! I think you may have invalidated the lap. Nope. Yep. That's not good. We got Vic Vega also yet to post up a lap time. And we got Fotis Zoglu. There are a couple other cars that are in the pit lane. It's like they may have given up a little bit. By the way, Fotis, I appreciate the just completely black production car livery.
Knight Rider.
It's Knight Rider. You will be the Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
You will be dubbed Drew Fickett. Scott Nick telling us to shut up and drove. That's not really how that works there, sir.
Shut up and what?
Shut up and drove.
Shut.
Yep.
Just me, shut.
He has followed up with "Shut up and drive," Jeremy. So he's. I do agree with Scott, but Scott, you gotta check that spelling. Fotis Zoglu putting up a lap time that puts him 20th quickest here in the late stages. See if Josiah Jerome, who is probably the most interesting of the guys who has not put up a lap time yet. One of the prodigies of ESR. Trying to get a lap time. Also has a very cool livery. I like it. 8:04 off. He's got a shot for like third place at this rate. You can get a really good third sector in here. As he navigates Clark Curve. Heading down towards the Brabham Straight to complete the lap. And that will be good enough for 7th place. Surprised he lost a half second in third sector. There wasn't much to really work with there. See if Vic Vega can get a lap time in, or Ricardo Costa, or Raul Valori. Vic Vega is the closest to doing so we'll ride with him.
Gross. I bet he has weird air freshness and stuff in his car.
Could be.
Just smear Tiger Bomb all over the seat.
Does he have a brother named Vincent?
Maybe. Did I tell you about I must have told you about the Tiger Bomb prank we pulled on a kid in high school rugby.
Yes, you did.
That was kind of... I would like to preface that by saying I didn't actually participate, but I did watch the whole thing unfold, and I did laugh.
I mean, you didn't stop it. That's I feel like you're accountable for this.
It's like one of those all that is needed for evil to control the world is for good men to do nothing type things. Oh man,
yeah, a little bit.
Scotch tape all over his car. That's pretty cool.
Oh, indeed, he's got the Plath livery today. That's
like
the team that runs that.
Like that guy's gonna win the whole race. Best livery.
It's a very good livery. And we are hit. Oh, he went off the track, I think, there.
To inform the people in chat about the prank is there's this really annoying fat kid on the team in junior high rugby, and he would literally like steal people's food and stuff. So somebody went to the store. We were on a road trip. Somebody went to the store and got like some Lausitz's raisins and the chocolate X-Lax and crumbled the chocolate X-Lax into the Lausitz's raisins and pretended like they didn't even want the rest of the box anyway and gave it to the guy who scarfed it down. And while they were doing that, somebody else went into his hotel room and told the other guys, you could come use our bathroom, don't use this. And they put Tiger Bomb all over the toilet seat.
Oh, that's terrible.
The homie did officially get his nuts smeared with Tiger Balm because he was in a rush to get the cheeks to see.
I am going to give a rundown here of the grid. We've got 27 cars here today. The splash screen at the end there only covered up to 22. We got Tobias Thierolf, Mike Stoffmill, Henrik Andreas, and Antonio Costa on row 2. Row 3, Andrew D. and Bertrand Barrier. Row 4, Josiah Jerome and Jeremy Reeder. Row 5, Sebastian Gunther and Martin Evans. Row 6, Ross Hayden and Andy Darnell. Row 7, Kevin Hopkins and Christian Kubovic. Row 8, James Butler and Adam Komorowski. That one could be a violent roll. Both of those guys are not known for restraint. So that could be interesting. Dave Fite and Raul Valoria, row 7. Row 10, Adam Stewart, Yuri Kratashvili. I was actually talking about Adam Stewart in commentary. He may join us in the booth. Fotis Zoglu and Vic Vega will start on row 11. Row 12, Rick Martel and Antonio Costa. Row 13, Ricardo Costa. Sorry, wrong Costa. Row 13, Steve Davidson and Dennis Patterson, and at the back of the pack will be Ken Scott. There's your 27 car grid. And let's have a look-see here. Let's do the livery count. Can't really get the guys in the pits, so we're going to look at the guys on track. There is Mike Stoppmill. We got Andrew D. Bertrand Barrier, who has I like that livery. It's pretty cool. That's the Frickadelli Porsche, I do believe. Josiah Jerome, we saw his livery before. Andy Darnell, always a fan of the blue. Adam Komorowski with the Manthey Racing livery. I like those ones. I like them a lot, actually. Vic Vega, who I think we saw before.
I think Scott's going to hurry up and qualify.
Dennis Patterson with the Park Place livery. I like that team. Big fan. And there is Ken Scott, who will be bringing up the back. I like the livery, Ken. I like the livery a lot.
Little dazzle camo.
Mm-hmm. Christian Kubovic with the carbon livery.
It's a Kubowagen. Jawohl, it's a Kubowagen, yeah.
Adam Stewart, I think we saw him before. He's got the same livery as Mr. Mike Stoppmill. Dynamo Racing? It's good. It is honestly going to bug me. Screw it, I'm looking it up.
I believe they're just really dynamic. Adam Stewart with the, how you say, Desert Tan, yeah. So I need somebody to go with like a Texas-sized spoiler. I want that thing to be like 3 times the width of the car. And just to, block people from passing you. They try and pass you, their spoiler gets caught up in your spoiler.
Dynamic GT Racing, that is the answer. I was correct. That is the team.
Isn't that what you said before?
Yeah, I was just making sure.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Very positive?
Very positive.
So what the blood test said?
Haven't had one of those in a while.
It's because you ain't studied. Use report, he is asleep.
Ooh. I'm not sure whose livery that is, but the number 1 Porsche, that looks kind of neat.
Picante?
No, it's Percote.
Yeah, muy picante.
Here we go. Tobias Thierolf leading us. I don't know why the auto directors decided to give us a look at Ken Scott, but hey, Ken, wave to the people.
Wiggle that booty for daddy.
Here we go! Heading towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Pole sitter Tobias Thierolf leads the way from Mike Stoppmill. Henrik Andreasen in 3rd place, followed by Antonio Costa, who is going sideways! And spins off the track there. That will be pretty chaotic.
Typical Vikings.
Bertrand Barrier up into 4th place. Jeremy Reeder. Oh, the black car on the wall! That's Raul Valoria, who is going to be seriously damaged. He's lost his front end. Martin Evans is also off the track. It is an absolute mess out there right now.
The humanity.
The humanity. But in the meantime, Tobias Thierolf still leads from Mike Stoppmill, Henrik Andreasen, Bertrand Barrier, Jeremy Reeder, Andy Darnell, Sebastian Gunther, Andrew D., Christian Kubovic, and Kevin Hopkins. Your big mover at the start is Kubovic, who's up 6 spots.
It's a lot going forward.
Your big faller is Antonio Costa, who has dropped 13. No, pardon me, Martin Evans is 14.
Vegas up to 8 spots.
Contact!
Oh boy!
Josiah Jerome tipped into a spin. We have lost Fotis Zoglu from the race. On board with Martin Edmonds as he climbs up into 21st position. Next up on his list is Rick Martel.
Somebody left all that crimson blue, and now he's done, fella.
And he is going to overtake Rick Martel. Looks like they are running the same livery, your favorite, the Golf Porsche.
Golf foil to the front.
Josiah Jerome trying to make his way past Ken Scott. Gives it a little shut. Give him a little elbow there.
Rubbing is racing.
Rick Martel losing a spot there to Ricardo Costa.
It's all part of the master plan. You give him a little rope, and you watch him hang himself.
Andy Darnell on the attack against 5th place car of Jeremy Reeder. Dennis Patterson also defending against Ken Scott. Actually, I think he just overtook. And then we're back up to Darnell. Nope, back to Ken Scott, who is re-overtaken Dennis Patterson at Druids. Kevin Hopkins, you are on TV. And chasing Christian Kubovic down for 8th place. On board with the... That's New Zealand, right? On board. Dennis Patterson on the attack against Ken Scott. It goes around the outside of him with a daring overtake at Hoffer's. Antonio Costa. Dennis Eckersley. Antonio Costa on the attack against Adam Stewart. So looking to try and make up some ground after a horrible start. He started on row 2 and is now back in 17th position. That is not how you want to begin a series. It's a general rule.
You think Adam Stewart has a rolled cage?
Probably. Josiah Jerome overtaking Rick Martel in the background as Martin Edmonds attacks against Steve Davidson. Battle for Canadian supremacy. And Martin will make it work. Andrew D. on the tail of Kevin Hopkins. Hopkins on the tail of Kubovic, so this 8th place battle is definitely a bit of a 3-way dance. Adam Stewart picking up a spot over Antonio Costa off screen. And we pick up Mike Stockmill as he chases down Tobias Thierl.
Do you think he eats the world's first meat-based plant cereal, Honey Bunches of Steaks?
Maybe. Oh, there's Raul Valoria, despite missing the hood of his car, making his way up into 25th position ahead of Ken Scott.
I'd like to shout out all 11 people who are currently watching the stream, although one of those is probably me.
One's probably me.
Hey, I would like to shout out all 9 people who are not us.
David Veit in 15th position, trying to hang on against Adam Stewart while also trying to attack Vic Vega. Antonio Costa going down the inside of Stewart and moved into, at least for now, 16th place, but this is far from done. But he will get there.
I'd like to rememberize all y'alls who am watching the stream. If you ain't subscribed, please do so. And if you know of anybody who's not subscribed, bully them.
Bully them non-stop.
We're trying to get over 1,000 subscribers. It's pretty ridiculous because I think we got about 15,000 people on the Discord.
It's true. We do have a lot of people to Discord.
So bully everybody.
Davidson going side by side with Josiah Jerome. And Jerome will pick up that spot.
Jerome on the range, where Jerome and the antelope play, where Jeroming is heard, with discouraging words, and that matters.
Oh, Adam Stewart trying to squeeze past Dave Fight. And they have a little bit of a run in there for 16th place.
Shout out to Petrolhead Racing and also Tugas. R.I.P. Michael Chute, who's not actually dead, but
No, he's
might be
rod right now.
Wow, listen, respect to him for transitioning. Was a dude now abroad.
Not that kind.
He's a classy broad.
I don't think I've ever used the word broad in that descriptive sense. To be honest.
I only do it with this accent here. Call people a classy broad because it's funny like that.
Yuri Krutachville getting overtaken by Steve Davidson, 20th place.
You Steve Dave.
On board with the young driver.
I'd also like to shout out the 2 of the 11 people who were watching the stream that are us. Big double shoutouts.
Double shoutouts, yeah. We're big.
Is Stoffmill toying with Theorwolf at this point, or
I don't know. We've never actually seen Stop.
Oh,
Dave fighting the wall. Dave Fight has headbutted the wall.
You may have won the fight, but you have lost the battle in the war and the whole and the other thing too.
Yep. Well, it's hard to say. We haven't seen Mike Stoppmill in a long time. We haven't seen a lot of Stoppmill versus Theorwolf before. I'm actually really intrigued how this goes.
I missed you were doing the reading of the rules. Is there a pit stop in this?
I believe there is.
See, there he goes. He's just using the draft here to save on fuel, and then, you know.
I am looking for reference to a pit stop. Yes, we have a mandatory pit stop, which will be the pit window will open up. Probably 45 minutes left.
Hello, is it Terry Sanders we see in chat? I don't know who the heck you are, but welcome.
What up, Terry?
Terry, are you
Andrew
funky?
D looking down the inside of Christian Kubovic. He's gotten past Kevin Hopkins. We didn't see that on screen. Hopkins is now back in 10th place. And we get back to the battle of the aliens. Mike Stoppmill versus Tobias Theodorov. If you're new here, these are 2 of the best drivers you're probably honestly ever going to race against in sim racing. As James Butler, Antonio Costa overtakes Big Thing.
I do like the Antonio Costa livery. It's very 90s sneakers.
That is the Iron Ring Porsche livery?
Iron Wing.
Iron something.
It's I had a pair of Reeboks high tops that looked just like that. Also, you say Iron Ring, and now all I can think of is that really failed MMA TV show. And they had the guy with the speech impediment doing the narration. Oh boy!
Oh, Dennis Patterson would spin.
And so he would introduce. I guess they wanted the most New York-sounding New York guy that could ever New York. And so but he had a speech impediment. And so at the end of every episode, he'd be running down stuff, but he can't see his Oz properly. So he would talk about wing.
I don't think I saw that show.
And it made me want wings every time.
Andrew D with a quick little bit of oversteer there, but he keeps control of the car and continues to put the pressure on Christian Kubovic in a battle of Canada versus Slovakia. Feels like a hockey matchup on Boxing Day.
Get up and watch them kids beat the absolute dog shit out of each other. It's the best part of the holidays.
It is. It's up there.
Terry is apparently part
D
of
down the inside
yet.
and makes the move there into 8th place.
I'd like to take this opportunity to bully Terry into come racing and also subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Indeed. Oh, Dave Fight overtaking, that was Ricardo Costa having a bit of a moment. Christian Kubovic, the Slovak Republic Racing Team, in 9th place. Trailing Andrew D. And behind him is Kevin Hopkins.
Delightful.
Along with Adam Komarovsky. Komarovsky giving a quiet but successful day. And Josiah Jerome on the tail of Martin Evans. Talking about 2 guys who have not had a quiet day. Josiah Jerome and Martin Evans. Adam Komarovsky going for the top 10 and overtake on Kevin Hopkins. I want to say Komarovsky has never driven a Porsche in a race I've commentated on before. So it's interesting to see what he can do. Because the Porsche is it's a unique experience as James Butler picks up a spot as well.
Let's see if we can get somebody coming out of the pit lane.
Oh man, they are just bullying Ross Hayden right now. It's not working for Ross.
Deploy the spike strips.
Losing out to all the Iron Ring Porsches right now. Martin Evans putting the pressure on Adam Stewart.
Shout out to Leif Erik Langvard in the chat. Thinks Henrik might has more fuel than leaders.
What is your thought on what is your thought to that rationality there? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued for the inside news. Is he planning a long stint here?
Well, actually, what Leaf's done is he's gone through and taken a knife to every his fuel tank, so they're running out of fuel faster than they think.
Oh, that would do it. Antonio Costa going side by side with Mr. James Butler. And he will emerge unscathed and in front. That is a bold move. I've raced against James Butler a number of times, and going side by side with him through Paddock Bend, not a comfortable experience. I'll just say that.
There's a new technique about James Butler, and that's you get behind him and you start going side to side, you get a little S-curve action, and then his neck gives out and you can't keep up and you just...
Oh, yeah, the neck injuries. Martin Evans trying to find a way through. Adam Stewart in there as well. As they continue to battle it out with Josiah Jerome as well as Vic Vega.
Victor 2.
Kevin Hopkins trying to get back up into the top 10. He's been displaced from there by Adam Komorowski. And currently continues to run in 11th place.
Do you think if I actually did the racings, that kind of like what we just saw there would frustrate me more than anything? Because I know that I would be able to get around somebody and
bullying his way through.
We'd come up to a corner where I knew I wanted to make a move, and then they'd just slow down, and I wouldn't have a play, and I'd be frustrated, and I'd hit him anyway.
Antonio Costa looking to make a move against Kevin Hopkins. That's some top contact there, but Hopkins will maintain the position for the time being against the Portuguese driver. Don't let his position. Oh no, Bertrand!
Bertrand, B2. Comment allez-vous aujourd'hui?
Bertrand Barrier, who was in 4th place off the track and dropping like a stone. He will, I think, we're drawing behind Andrew D. Boy. To Christian Kubovic as well as. Oh, there's something wrong. The car is not healthy.
It's fine.
It's not good.
Walk it off. Rub some dirt on it.
It's not turning the way you want it to.
Martin Edmonds, best livery.
Golf oil.
Golf to the front.
It's not the only golf oil livery, sir.
No, which I'm happy about. I haven't seen golf oil in like 8 months.
We also got Rick Martel in the field.
Indeed. Although Rick Martel, the last like 3 or 4 times I've seen him not wearing the golf oil.
Well, that's not been an option in a lot of the races. So.
It's always an option.
It is not always an option. You almost always need Porsches to have it be an option because Golf Oil is exclusively sponsored Porsches for a large sector of its existence.
Then I need Golf Oil to get off their ass.
We pop on board with Adam Komorowski. Apparently Ricardo Costa's off the track. And Komorowski's going to get another spot there as he gets past Christian Kubovic. And into 8th place. Antonio Costa has got... Oh, pit window is open. We were talking about the pit stops earlier. And a spin around for Christian Kubovic. That is not good. I was not looking at the screen. Did someone knock him around, or did he just lose control?
I didn't notice. I think it happened behind the leaderboard, if I can say so myself.
All right. Well, he is going to drop down the order behind the Czech driver, Yuri Kurchachvili and Dave Fight. Or Dave or Dan?
Dave.
David Fight.
Davidas Feitenstein Jr., the 14th.
Christian Kubovic was the onboard there, and then we pick up Antonio Costa. Oh no, Butler!
Oh!
Edmonds also losing control. It spins out. Also off the track is Ross Hayden. Ross Hayden really, I think, getting the worst of that. And also off the track is Henrik Andreasen.
Oh boy, everybody's just
falling backwards.
Sideways. Sitting sideways.
Ross Hayden rejoins without too much issue. And it's not Antonio Costa, it is Henrik Andreasen. Bertrand Barrier trying to make his way back through the grid as he goes side by side with Josiah Jerome.
Put him in the wall.
I don't think you need to encourage Bertrand to do that.
I wasn't necessarily saying he needed.
Bertrand is what we call a truculent driver.
I see about that.
Antonio Costa off the track. To be clear, to be fair to Bertrand, he is a perfectly clean driver. He's just, you know, a little bit aggressive. Christian Kubovic, Vic Vega, Yuri Kotachville, and Dennis Patterson are your first pit stoppers. You know who I'm surprised hasn't come in? Raul Valoria, because we saw him earlier lose the front of the hood of his car, and I assume that there's at least some kind of handling issue plaguing his car. I would have thought he would come into the pits pretty early to try and fix it if at all possible.
Nah, it's all weight savings. It's fine.
On board with Josiah Jerome. Henrik Andreasen overtakes Sebastian Gunther. And Josiah Jerome moving into 11th place there as well, getting past Adam Stewart.
Serge in chat wants us to restart everything because he just got home, which is fair. I respect that.
I respect the demand. I'm not going to make it happen, but I respect it.
I'm going to talk backwards for like half an hour. You've yards.
Bertrand Barrier on the tail of Adam Stewart. Barrier might be one of the guys service trying to go for a undercut here. You got the pit window open. You're in traffic. You have a top 5 car. I'd also say Antonio Costa, perhaps. Just get out of the traffic and try and find yourself some free air. By the way, we've got no Max Simmons today, so who's going to be the last one to pit?
Stuffio.
Owen Stop.
Stuffio's definitely drafting the entire way here, and he gonna save on gas, and he's gonna get all the way to the end of the pit window, and then deke in there with like a 2-lap lead.
Gotcha. On board with the Bertram.
Your boy Steve Dave up 11 points.
I thought he qualified a little bit further back than we're used to seeing him. He was one of the late qualifiers. Maybe got in the server a bit late.
Perhaps his bags were full of sand.
Perhaps. On board with Henrik Andreasen as he chases Andy Darnell down. Darnell's having a good day. 4th. Started the race in 12th. Andy Darnell is always a guy who I think qualifies lower than he races. I think that's like a solid thing that he's had happen every time we've covered his racing, to be honest.
Well, I mean, he knows not to just do all the cocaine right there before the race.
I mean, I do appreciate Andy Darnell for facilitating one of my few race room wins. I enjoy that. We started on the front row. It was at this track, actually. It was at Brands Hatch. I forget the cars we were running. I think they were Aquilas. And me and him started on the front row. Went to Paddock Bend side by side. Got through, whatever. I stayed ahead. And then I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and him and like 4 other cars go off the track at Graham Hill Bend. And I'm like, yes, I'm free.
It was on this track that Darnell knew that he fucked up.
Antonio Costa trying to go around the outside of Kevin Hopkins here for 9th place. And they've also got the, I believe, lapped car of Ken Scott in there. We've lost Dennis Patterson. Selected to retire from the race.
No.
He went in for a pit stop, I think, rather rapidly. I think maybe It's possible he couldn't fix whatever was ailing his car.
Something Patterson killed End.
That may have forced a retirement. Steve Davidson falling back through the field. He's in the pit lane along with Bertrand Barrier. So 2 more serving their pit stop. On board with Josiah Jerome.
Hey Josiah, how's it going?
And we go back to the battle between excuse me, Hopkins versus Costa for 9th place. And Costa will remain in front. Rough day for him. Started this race on the 2nd row. Josiah Jerome is the tail end of this one, the caboose of this 3-car train.
The caboodie, if you will.
There's Mike Stoppel in second as we pick up James Butler heading into the pit lane. Jerome down the inside of Hopkins, and that'll put him into the top 10, at least for now. I think that is legitimate because I don't think any of the top 10 have been into the pits yet. So Josiah Jerome having one of those good days. Now, to be clear, Bertrand Barrier probably will factor in the top 10. Wouldn't be surprised if Martin Edmonds did as well. So those are names to keep an eyeball on if you're in the chat in regards to the whole pit overlapping here. But both of them had some problems, fell back a little bit, and are now trying to work the undercut. It'll be interesting to note who changes all 4 tires versus just 2 tires here. If that's even a consideration anybody is putting out there, just doing the 2 tires, save some time in the pits, or if this is a 4-tire must-have swap.
I mean, you save a lot of time in the pits. You just have to hire a helicopter to, come pick you up and drive you around the track while you're having charge things.
On board Martin as he tries to get past James Butler.
Jamie Butler.
You are a masochist, Mr. Parker. I appreciate that about you, but Rick Martell.
You know what, Senor Juan Barcadero, I can tell you the honest truth. A couple of weeks back, Mike did some singing on TeamSpeak, and he hit the notes in pretty much the right pitch, and he held the rhythm together like the words should be sung. And it was kind of flabbergasting. I think I'm rubbing off on him. It's only taken about 20 years.
It happens every once in a while, but not normally.
It does not.
It's
That is the
happened
only
before.
time.
It's happened before.
Yeah, one time. That time I just told him about.
It's happened a couple times.
It's not true. Don't tell
It's
him
true.
that.
It's true. I honestly am flabbergasted. I have no idea why sometimes I can sing, on key, and most of the time cannot.
He's saying pretty much reasonably in key, and he put all the emphasis on the correct syllables. It was amazing. I think it was like Mary Had a Little Lamb or something, but it was,
It was not. I don't remember what it was, but it was not Mary Had a Little Lamb.
It was amazing.
On board with Josiah Jerome as he looks to take 9th place away from Antonio Costa. And ahead of them, it's Camarossi. Oh, Barrier off.
Man, that cornered. Everybody.
Oh yeah, no, that corner is rough. So the deal with that corner is you see how it's kind of like slightly uphill.
Yeah.
when you're coming up to it, it's blind corners. So what I mean by that is you're aiming for an apex that you cannot see.
Very nice.
And that leads to sometimes hitting the apex a little bit too hard. You hit the curb and you lose control of the car. Or if you have a really bad run into it, you just go across the grass and really lose the control of the car.
That sounds like every bit of fun you could possibly have. And you don't have to pay the bills either.
It's a fun section of the track too. It's like very, very high speed, not a lot of braking. When you get it right, it feels like a massive achievement. As Martin Edmonds continues to battle with James Butler, and that is Ricardo Costa, giving the wall a little hip check. Brands Hatch is not known for being a track with a lot of great overtaking opportunities, if I'm being honest. That being said, it is a really fun lap, as Ricardo Costa is maybe disagrees with me right now. It's the second time we've seen him off in a couple of corners. Edmonds versus Butler continues. This is actually the track I had my first ever Assetto Corsa Competizione race on online. It was in a Bentley with the setup Mike Stockmill gave me. Did not work very well.
Advanced setup.
No, well, to be fair, actually, Mike Stockmill also had a pretty good race. It really was not a good setup. As Adam Stewart picks up 11th off of Kevin Hopkins. Also didn't help that the Bentley Continental was a bit of a hard car to drive. It's got a little bit of a unique feel to it. And the other thing to keep in mind is obviously it is the wrong hand side drive. It's right hand side drive.
Oh
so
boy,
that's a little bit of weird. It's a little bit of a weird feel.
That does sound a little weird.
Wouldn't recommend it for people who are just getting into Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's a perfectly capable car if you dedicate yourself and you make it happen. It's got some cool liveries too. But I am for beginners. I'd be more of a front-engined guy. Recommendation-wise, the BMW M4 comes to mind. The Aston Martin Vantage. There's another one that I usually recommend.
I prefer a top engine myself. Strap it to the roof and naturally air cooled.
Ricardo Costa overtaking Ken Scott for 24th position.
Hey, Antonio.
Antonio Costa on the tail of Adam Komarowski with Josiah Jerome behind him. Sebastian Gunther into pit lane. And it'll also be Josiah's turn to get into the pits.
Yep, we have Sarah Decker in chat cheering for Mr. Lead fight and watching the Ravens game. It's probably good move.
Solid. Ravens are good this year. Let's see.
Well, are they though?
It's always a little bit weird because I just have an intrinsic, not a lot of faith in Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. It's like
David fighting to the pit lane along with his sister car of not sure who that is. Same livery though.
It's like the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals all kind of like accidentally win games because most of the time.
The Chiefs I trust just because Patty Mahomes is Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, but he seems to like not win the game and then suddenly they're winning. I don't understand how they do it.
There was a short video on my YouTube timeline today. It was what it's like being a Chiefs receiver, and it's Patty Mahomes. I'm open, Pat, I'm open. Throwing the ball, you drop it, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll get the next one. Oh, that's James Butler and Martin Edmonds coming to blows, and Butler ends up off the track.
The Steelers and Ravens aren't really tied at halftime, it's up.
There's Bertrand, my friend. I've said it on commentary before. If you just took like 3% off of how hard you drive that car, it would probably go better. He is constantly on the limit.
Take it to the limit of lot fewer times.
That is the song for him. So yet to pit, we got Thierol, Stopmill, Reeder, Andreasen, Costa, Antonio Costa, I should say. We have 2 Costas. Komorowski, Stewart, Hopkins, and Gloria. And I'm very surprised by Gloria, because his car is the most damaged. Bertrand Barrier looking to overtake Ross Hayden. And he will. No, maybe not. Yep. Okay, he'll get there. Should be 20th position for the Frickadelli Porsche. And also Ken Scott yet to pit, but no offense to Mr. Scott, he is kind of the gentleman racer of the group.
Is that a nice way of saying that he's too nice to be up here?
I don't think it's a niceness thing. Just a little bit lacking on the speed, still trying to, he's out there having fun. We got room for casual racers. There is no barrier for entry.
Oh, I didn't know you meant he was a filthy casual.
I don't know if he's casual. I mean, the man shows up to race a lot. I'm not sure.
Harry, this you filthy casual.
Not sure if I can describe him as that.
Filthy casual.
He is the. There was a American driver in GT racing for a long time that was like a perfect example of him. Blanking on his name. He had a cool name too. Stephen Earle. Stephen Earle. There you go.
Steve Earle raced cars?
I don't know. Maybe is there 2 Steve Earles?
Copperhead Road? You know the song Copperhead Road?
It's ringing a vague bell.
Oh my god. No wonder you can't sing. Also was in this little mom and pop show called The Wire.
Really? Who do you play?
Steve Earle. He's the fucking drug counselor guy that keeps showing up for Bubbles.
Ah, well, this is a different Steve.
Well, it probably shouldn't be. There's only one quality Steve Earle.
I don't know. I always liked the Steve Earle, the driver. One of those older guys who, like, just seems like a regular dude who's like got a little bit of money and he turns into driving Ferraris.
I mean, that's fair.
There was one race. His low light was not being able to drive the car, though. He was like, I think he was physically ill, like he had the flu, and he was co-driver with a guy named Carlo Van Dam, and they just sent Carlo out there to drive, and they're like, all right, you're to drive as long as you can, and if Steve can get in the car, Steve can get in the car. And in the end, he couldn't get in the car, so they just had to park it.
That's fair.
Carlo was the the more professional, younger, faster driver out there. On board with Kevin Hopkins, still yet to pit. He is the lowest ranked driver yet to pit, actually, as we saw Ken Scott go to pits a little while ago. Still 10 minutes in the pit window, so you do not have to pit. Tobias Thierolf is in. So Mike Stopmill into the lead of the race. And Thierolf has rejoined in 3rd place. There he is. So losing a spot to Mike Stopmill and Henrik Andreasen. And now finds himself about 43 seconds behind the leader. Drive-through penalties being in the pit lane for Jeremy Reeder.
Oh my god. Can't you read? There's a speed limit there.
He gets the bonk from the Stewart department.
Jeremy can't read Reeder.
Actually, Jeremy Reeder's fighter in the simulator will be making its professional debut next time I run the fights.
Yes.
He has graduated from the ranks of the amateur to getting paid for punching people virtually in the head.
You make sure he reads his contract.
I mean, he's dealing with the Louisiana, base promotion, so, I doubt that there's much more than a handshake.
Ain't nothing getting gosh darn well readed down there. They might even lie through their tooth.
Adam Stewart continues as that is Kevin Hopkins entering the pit lane to get his pit stop done, picking up a slowdown penalty in the process.
Would like to point out that my Stoffmill prediction has come true.
Hasn't pitted yet.
That's what I'm saying. Say he's going to pit.
Jeremy Reeder off the track. Jeremy Reeder retires from the race.
Oh my God,
Jeremy.
I guess he could read the writing on the wall. Just like Lou currently in orbit.
I was just kind of wondering because it said Zoglu was on the track despite being DNF'd. I'm like, yep. Figured we had a guy heading off to outer space.
Counting flowers on the wall.
I'm getting that choppy audio sound through the parsec, but hopefully that is not coming through the stream. Never has.
No, it never does. Yeah, not yet. It seems to be a gift specifically to the observers, not not at the streamed audience.
Raul Valoria battling with James Butler over 16th place. Valoria doing the best he can since that heavy contact on lap 1 basically destroyed the front of his car. And he's still out there competing for a solid position here with 20 plus minutes to go. Thank you, Silver. Yeah, we've had this audio issue a number of times. It seems to be just something we on the parsec here, and it does not get translated to YouTube, which is thankful, but it is annoying for us.
Oh, Mike, I got bad news.
Oh.
The NBA has reinstated Draymond Green. Ain't nobody's mud safe now. He's just gonna start grabbing them, biting them.
I am wondering when Golden State just gives up on him. Adam Stewart, by the way, in the pit lane.
After they missed the next 3 playoffs.
It's like they're paying him a lot of money to just basically get suspended. On board with Raul Valoria as he is trying to get past James Butler. That is the lap car of Ken Scott up ahead, the green and black. And he'll duck out of the way and let them on their way. Antonio Costa in the pit lane. Only 2 cars left to pit. That is Mike Stoffmill and Adam Komorowski. Surprised to see Komorowski going deep into the pit window. Normally he is a bit of an undercutter, as Bertrand Barrier picks up spot there over Yuri Kartashvili. Five minutes and change left in pit window, so 2 to 3 laps you can get done in that time. As that is again Ken Scott getting lapped by Bertrand and Yuri.
I say, Bertram, rather.
Ricardo Costa recovering from an off. And we pick up Andrew D, who is in 7th position. Probably will turn to 6th. I assume he'll overtake Komorowski when Komorowski pits. As it stands, I think Stoffmill will lose out to... Oh, he's in the pit lane. Let's find out. Will Stoffmill come out ahead of Theerolf? There's Theerolf coming through Jim Clark curve to the main stretch. Stoffmill's going to come out in front.
Told you. I told you.
Not by much, though. It's within 2 seconds.
Yeah, but now he doesn't have to worry about precision drafting. Now he's just going to go.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. The return of Mike Stockmill, the man, the myth, the legend. My most viewed interview over on the ESR YouTube channel. If you want to check it out.
I mean, that's just because you never interviewed me.
I mean, we can always do the interview with you. I actually kind of want to resurrect the Racer's Corner. So, like, if you're in the chat and you want to see the Racer's Corner, let me know.
Oh boy.
As Ricardo Costa has another off. I like that Spark car. It's good livery. There's another one that's in red that I think looks a little bit better.
I'd like to update the Goose News Bulletin. He's gone from being asleep to being asleep upside down. Laying on his back in the cat bed, feet up in the air, all 4 feet. Thank you.
Looking for a comparative lap time between Stockmill and Thirol, but I think we still have Stockmill's last lap is the in lap. Or the out lap, I should say. So, I do not have a gap. Bertrand Barrier on the tail of Raul Gloria, looking to move up into 17th place. So we're pretty much done the pit stops. Only one man left to pit. That is the third place car of Adam Komarowski, who before the pits was fighting for 9th place. There's a car off there, but I think that is Ricardo Costa just getting it out of the way of the blue flag traffic.
Stuffville Lodge, almost up to 2.5 second lead.
Pulling away a little bit. Bertrand Barrier looking to make a move here. Heading into Hawthorns. But from here on, I think he has to more or less just follow. There's not a lot of overtaking you can make happen in this particular part of the track. Now, you can put the pressure on, you can force a mistake, you can open up doors, but not a lot tends to happen. It's all about kind of setting up for a good run through Jim Clark and into Paddock Hill Bend. And Valoria is now on the attack against James Butler. Last lap, Theorolf was 1/10 of a second faster than Stockmill. 24.265 and 24.134. By the way, fastest lap for both of them in this race. So there you go.
Very nice.
Only two men in the 124s. Komarowski in the pit lane. We'll check him out and see where he comes out when he exits. It will not be in third. I am predicting he comes out around 8th place. Any prediction yourself?
He will emerge at least higher than 28th.
That's true. Can't see his car, but he's not moving. Oh, down he goes. Out he heads. He might be a little bit further back than I thought. I think Costa's going to get him. And probably going to come out ahead of Davidson still, though, in 9th place. Where is the Steve Dave? There he is. And nope. Steve will pinch him. Pinch him for 9th. But he will have slightly fresher tires for the remainder of this race. He's got 15 minutes to make use of them.
I have an update from Jeromeon, quote, low-key reader on the Discord. He says, and I quote, bullshit, but okay.
You know what could be the problem? He got that drive-through for speeding in the pit lane, right? Sometimes what happens is somebody doesn't know what button their limiter is actually on.
No.
And sometimes that just burns you, what are you gonna do? You keep pitting and keep getting the penalty over and over and over again until you figure out the button. That can happen. If you have forgotten your button keys. I personally use the big button in the middle of my steering wheel as the pit limiter. That usually don't go wrong with that. Although sometimes I'll put it on my space bar on my keyboard if I need that button for something else. There are some cars that have very competent, have very large uses. Sebastian Gunther overtakes Andy Darnell for 4th place. That's Andrew D in behind him.
I just repeatedly hit the Windows key for my pit limiter.
All right, so heading into the final 13 minutes. Oh, hang on. Darnell going for it. I don't think he's got it. All right, we got Stoffmill leading from Thierolf, Andreasen, Gunther, Darnell, D, Jerome, Antonio Costa, Davidson, Komorowski, Edmonds, Hopkins, Stewart, Vega, Kubovic, Butler, Barrier, Valoria, Kretschmill, Hayden, Fight, Martel, and Ricardo Costa. Everybody else is out of the race. We've lost Ken Scott, Jeremy Reeder, Dennis Patterson, and Fotis Zizoglu.
And Scott Nick better hurry up and qualify, otherwise he's not going to make the end of this race.
Totally. Did we have a reason why Scott Nick is not competing today?
I don't think he likes race room, perhaps.
He's competed in sprint race room pretty regularly.
Or maybe he doesn't like Porsches.
That I could probably agree with him. These are not the easiest cars to drive. Bertrand Barrier is still looking to get around. James Butler has gotten around Raul Valoria recently. And he is looking for more. Andy Darnell losing 5th place to Andrew D.
Mr. Stoffmill down to only a 1-second lead.
D, last lap he lost 2/10 to Tobias Thierolf. So Thierolf's got the speed edge.
We're going to lose 2/10 and 10/2.
Can relate. Lap before that, by the way, Thierolf did his fastest lap of the race, 1:24.003. As Andy Darnell tries to get back into the top 5 against Andrew. He's had a very solid run today. Like, not driver of the day. I'd probably have to go with Steve Davidson for that. He is up 16 spots, which is insane.
I think my driver of the day would probably have to be Mauricio Delgado. He hasn't lost even a single position all day.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's been solidly in the same position all day.
Correct.
Right by the charcuterie table in the VIP section.
Yeah. I've been indulging in some ghetto charcuterie since January 1st because we had my mom puts actually like a big charcuterie type scenario on for January 1st. And you show up and watch either pro or college football. And then as I leave, mom's like, oh, you need here, have some of this and that, blah, 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 and throwing all kinds of stuff in bags and containers and stuff. And so I've been sort of long-term snacking on lots of things. And so I'm down to 1 bag of salami and some olives.
Yeah, I get that at the family gatherings. My aunt will give me like a bunch of stuff to take home, and I'm like, I appreciate this, but she always includes like the thing that she makes that I don't actually like, and it's like known that I don't like it.
And we all know that thing is Brussels sprouts.
No, I love the sprouts, but I'm the one that makes the sprouts. She does not make the sprouts. I make the sprouts.
B. Russell sprouts. Also, it's been brought to my attention that Stoffmill would like to everybody know he's not from Holland, he's from the Netherlands. And to me, it's all Belgium.
Check in on Stoffmill at the front.
Welcome to moist Belgium.
There he is, leading by 1.5 seconds. He's got a lapped car between him and Tobias Thierolf.
The best way to be.
I think that's not sure who that is. Ross Hayden, maybe? Nope, not Ross Hayden.
Ricardo Costa.
He's in the Spark car.
Raul.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's probably that Juan Barcadero kid.
I was just looking through the guys at the back. I'm like, it's not Costa. He's in the Spark car. It's not Martel. He's in the Golf car. It's not Dave Fight. So that's why my guess was Ross Hayden, but it's not him. Could be Vic Vega, but I didn't think that they lapped up that high. On board with Andy Darnell. Trying to get up into the top 5 against Andrew D. and Sebastian Guter. Stop Mill versus Hero. Watch that lap finally went in the favor of Mr. Stopmill. He did a 24.268 to 24.844 for Thierolf. So oh no, Sebastian Guter off.
Yoinks.
Spinning out in the Spark car. He will drop from and also Darnell picked up a spot over Andrew D, so he got 2 for the price of 1. No! Oh, hip checks Andrew D.
Oh boy.
Josiah Jerome goes off the track, but he'll overtake D as a result. Guter retakes the position. Oh, Antonio Costa diving around him.
My goodness.
And up into 7th place. Things getting rough here in the last 10 minutes. Silverfire also informing us he's had 5 speeding in the pit lane penalties for not being able to find his pit lane limiter in a race before. I think I remember that race. Martin Edmonds trying to get into the top 10 against Adam Komorowski. Komorowski off the track, but I don't think that will be enough for now. Stopmill with a rare invalid lap. Edmonds will get that 10th place, so I was wrong. Overtaking Komorowski, who picks up a slowdown penalty for, like, you know, just kicking a man when he's down. Ross Hayden still on the tail of Yuri Kurtashvili, battling for a while. Ross has not had a good day. Qualifying in 11th place, finds himself down in 20th. So that's a rough outing. Speaking of rough outings, Bertrand Barrier trying to climb back through the field. Next on his list is Christian Kubovic.
Deploys the Kubelwagen.
Looking down the inside. Here at Surtees. Heading down to Pilgrim's Drop. Actually, I like being on board when we drive through Pilgrim's Drop. Down we go. It's a little bit more pronounced in Assetto Corsa Cup to Shona. Inside line there. We'll go to Barrier. That should be 16th place. And he will get it against the Slovakian driver. Getting the spot back against Barrier. And Raul Valori is just like, yes, let the hate flow through you. I want those spots. Keeping a look on things. Stopmill lost a lot of time that last lap. He had another invalid lap, but he's lost a couple of tenths. So he is definitely feeling the pressure, if nothing else. We're not used to seeing him make mistakes. Kubovic drives Barrier to the edge of Druids. And they'll hold it around the outside of Graham Hill Bend. And in fact, it's going to open the door for Raul Valoria. But I don't think the Spaniard will get the spot. Oh, never mind. He will. A little bit clumsy there, but he kind of barges Barrier out of the way at Surtees. Josiah Jerome on the tail of Andy Darnell. fourth place. Josiah Jerome in fifth place, on board with the young the young phenom. Multi-time ESR Academy champion. The only person to have multi Academy titles.
I mean, he's at least 37 by now. I don't know if he's the young phenom anymore.
He's still young. Don't let the voice fool you.
Next year he goes on to grade 9.
Not quite that young. Varia getting back past Raul Valoria. Josiah Jerome trying to get that spot. We got lap traffic in the way. I think that's Ricardo Costa. Not mistaken. Oh no! Ooh. Andy Darnell gets knocked into a spin. That is some naughty behavior under blue flags, and it will let Josiah Jerome as well as Sebastian Gunther through and Antonio Costa. I imagine Darnell is not a happy camper right now.
He may be arming himself as we speak.
Well, hopefully not. He's driving the cars. You could say it's a little bit of karma because he was the one that shut the door on Andrew D, and now Andrew D gets another crack at him. Not that I condone such revenge driving. I'm just saying. What goes around does tend to come around. Bertrand Barrier on the tail of Christian Kubovic, trying to get through. By the way, very impressed with Christian Kubovic today. Not necessarily in terms of pace or whatever, but he has held up Barrier for a number of laps incredibly well. Escorting him again to the edge of Druids. Looking down the inside of Surtees. And in the corner dedicated to the 1964 champion, it will go the way of Bertrand Barrier. It looks like it will be stop mill. 1 lap to go or so. Let's have a look. Starting what will probably be the final lap in the lead. There is the Manthey racing car of Tobias Thierolf in the background. A 1.5 second lead should be safe. We'll see. By the way, Thierolf has broken into the 123s. 123.965, fastest lap of the race.
That's faster than anyone has ever done before.
Probably not.
Somebody check that guy for steroids.
I mean, you could race Formula 1 cars here, so probably not. On board with Andrew D. Probably have 1 more lap to try to attack Andy Darnell. Further back, Martin Edmonds is on the tail of Steve Davidson. There is Ricardo Costa battling with your boy, Rick Martel.
He's too pretty for that.
And Costa down the inside. He will, I think, get that spot. He will. Martin Edmonds on the tail of Steve Davidson. Trying to bring it in. Checker flag is out.
I believe that's the colorblind flat flag.
Mike Stobmill is your race winner.
Cha-cha-cha.
He's back. He's got it done. It didn't work for this one. It didn't work for it. It's not easy.
It's all part of the plan.
Andy Darnell on the tail of Antonio Costa, still trying to get up into 6th position. And still trying to hold on against Andrew D. Probably going to stick with this to the end of the race. On board with the Darnell. Podium is set. Thierolf and Andreasen will join. Mike Stockmill. Josiah Jerome in 4th place, and then Sebastian Gunther. Your top 5. Pretty successful debut for Mr. Gunther.
I should say so.
Adam Komarowski in 11th place. And there is your final results. Mike Stockmill, your race winner. Tobias Thierolf takes home the fastest lap in 2nd place, followed by Henrik Andreasen, Josiah Jerome, Sebastian Gunther, like I said, Antonio Costa, Andy Darnell, Andrew D, Steve Davidson, Martin Edmonds, 3 Canadian flags right together. Adam Komarowski, Kevin Hopkins, and Adam Stewart had an eventful day in 13th place. Vic Vega having a very solid run as well, 14th place. James Butler, Bertrand Barrier, Christian Kukovic, Raul Valoria, Yuri Kotachvili, Ross Hayden. Is it Ross Hayden? It is. David Veit, Ricardo Costa, and Rick Martel making it to the end of the race. Out of the race, Ken Scott, Jeremy Reeder, Dennis Patterson, and Fotis Zoglu. Zoglu had to retire on lap 1 with technical issues. He was called back to his home planet. Yes, we got Silverfire telling people to like and subscribe. Please do. Also, if you would like to be interviewed on the ESR Racers Corner, I'm trying to bring that back. That's my New Year's resolutions. We can get that going again. We're gonna make that happen. Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, if nobody signs up for that, then I'm going to take it over, and it's going to end up like Between Two Ferns, and it's going to be a tragedy.